In January 2020, the New York Times published an article about the company Clearview AI, which sparked a global debate about its powerful facial recognition software. The user only has to upload the picture of a person to receive public photos of that person, along with links to where these photos were found. The enormous database of more than 3 billion images was scraped from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and millions of other websites. Clearview AI even advertises how the amount of searchable photos goes beyond anything other technology companies or even the US government has available. Clearview AI sells its technology to law enforcement and government agencies, but also to commercial entities. This is where it differs from another search engine for faces that became known a few months later in July of 2020. PimEyes offers its facial recognition to anyone for free, and their database contains more than 900 million faces as of April 2020. The question is, how do we protect ourselves against the increasing trend of mass indexing and analyzing photos without permission? What can individuals do if the government doesn't step in? In the past, I've made a video about Amazon's recognition technology, and many big tech companies started similar efforts for facial recognition. Microsoft Azure Face API, Face++, and Facebook's DeepFace are just a few of the companies shaping the future of privacy. But why should this be a concern? Most big players in the Face ID business promise to provide their technology responsibly, and some even claim to only sell to law enforcement and governments. Shouldn't we appreciate that criminals might be caught faster and easier? Well, as 2020 alone has shown so far, the barrier of entry for making effective facial recognition software has been significantly lowered. Clearview AI and PimEyes were developed by small startups, which was possible because it now takes less time to train facial recognition models, hardware has become cheaper and faster, and training data is now widely available. With many more people able to access this technology, there is no effective vetting against abuse. Stalking victims are in much more danger now that they cannot even hide behind fake names or addresses. Phishing also becomes much easier the more attackers know about their targets, and with face search they can find family photos, sports events and even workplaces. Depending on who and where you are, widely adopted facial recognition could lead to discrimination and oppression. In some countries, it already does. In July of 2020, researchers at Sand Lab at the University of Chicago published the software Fawkes, a privacy-preserving open-source tool against facial recognition systems. It runs locally on your computer and basically works by putting hidden changes into photos to corrupt recognition models that try to learn what a person looks like. Photos of a face are changed on the pixel level, invisible to the human eye. These photos can be shared or printed like any other, but if someone tries to use these photos to build a facial recognition model, these cloaked images will teach the model a highly distorted version of your facial features. The effect will not cause detectable errors in training, but when a facial recognition software tries to match an unmodified image, it will fail to recognize you. According to the project leaders, the software is near 100% effective against state-of-the-art facial recognition models. But they also acknowledge that it is a cat-and-mouse game. Any cloaking technology will likely be overcome at some point. Critics like Joseph Redfield, a pioneer of modern facial recognition who helped promote the technology to government agencies in the 1990s, or Juan Ton That, one of the founders of Clearview AI, both pointed out that it is likely too late for protective software like Fawkes to be deployed at scale. Emily Wenger, one of the PhD students who helped create Fawkes, acknowledges that in addition to privacy tools, there needs to be regulation by the government. Unless technology for protecting against facial recognition becomes mainstream and is integrated into software like camera apps, and lawmakers establish strict rules, the fight against abuse of facial recognition seems to be a losing battle.